Well, hey everybody, welcome back and welcome to another episode of Gly Shorts. That's right. Okay, well you probably all can guess where I'm at. Many of you during or after last week's video said that you would like to get a closer look at the cabin and mill complex that we found in last Saturday's episode. So here it is. That's what I'm going to do. Give you a closer look at this place. So we're going to explore the cabin, the mill site, a few of the outbuildings, and then in behind, down below the hill, I want to get a closer look at that can dump that we found last Saturday. Okay, so let's get started on this old cabin. Oh, and by the way, I apologize if a little bit of wind comes through the microphone today. It is a really super windy day today. All right, let's get started over here. All right, well, let's get started by taking a look at this cool helicopter right up here. Yeah. Just decided to fly over right now. Looks like it is a, I think that's a Black Hawk up there. Yeah, lots of military bases around here. Okay, turn it around. Yeah, and off there I can see more contrails. The boys were up this morning playing cat and mouse up in the sky, probably with F-16s. The F-35s make a distinctive noise. So here we are. Yeah, what a cool place, huh? Look at this. Just, you got the cabin there, some outbuildings. There's your cold storage or your root cellar. And then off this direction is your mill site. So let's head on inside here and see what we can see. So when you find an old cabin like this, before you step inside, stop for a second, look down here on the threshold. You see that board right there? Look at how wore out that is. For it to be wore down that far, you know, a lot of men came in and out of this doorway. Okay, here we go. Okay, so immediately upon entering, the first thing I'm observing is your traditional tongue and groove lattice work floors, which were common in the 30s and 40s, and even up through the 50s. Yeah. So in this one here, I was hoping to find some newspaper on the walls. Sometimes they use newspaper to cover up the cracks to keep the wind from coming on through, but I'm not seeing it today. We just have regular old tar paper is what they used here. Now we know that this mine was being operated back in the 50s, so that's probably about the time that this was being built. Okay, a little thing here going back outside, and then there is a door off to my left, but it's all kind of pinched shut. So rather than go that way, what we're going to do is go through the wall here. Fortunately, somebody kicked it, and here's the space that I flew the drone through. Now we can get a closer look at what's going on in here. So down here we've got a folding bed. Just the springs are left. The mattress is gone. Over here we have, now this is an older spring setup here. Take a look at that. We found many of these over the years near can dumps and things like that. See the mesh? Now you can see one that's stretched across these boards, and this is what the beds used to look like. Now this one here is probably from the 20s or 30s. All right. Over here we have our stove and oven. Wood-fired, that's what that is. And the first thing to be taken off of these are the doors, because they have all of the names and insignias and plates and things like that. So that door is probably hanging on somebody's wall somewhere, or in a museum. Yep. I need to get a little more light on the situation. There we go, that's better. Okay, let's look at things from this direction. Lots of scratched in graffiti from people that have visited over the years. We've got 2003, 17, up there. There's, over here we have 1987. Yeah, we saw that on the drone. I'm going to turn the lights down a little bit. That one there, 87. And this is that door I was telling you about. Oops. Yeah, it's wedged shut. I can't get through it. So what I'm going to do here is just go back through the wall. All right, over here. And then we'll go explore this other room. So back off this direction is another bedroom. Right in here. Now, when you guys are out exploring and you find a cabin like this and you see that the floor is all tore up, well, that's from people thinking that there's stuff hidden underneath the floors. So they come out here with a crowbar and peel it up, see if they can find any hidden goodies underneath there. And of course that just kind of destroys everything. So please don't do that. If the miners are going to hide something, they're probably not going to hide it underneath the floor of the cabin that they're living in. Maybe they'll dig a hole and bury it next to a big rock out in the middle of nowhere. But that's why the floors are tore apart. Dale and Jonathan were out here in 2014, so not much more to see in this old cabin. So let's work our way back outside and over to our first storage area. Okay, so up here is where a water tank used to be that went right into the cabin. There you can see the pipe down at the bottom, and they had wrapped the wood around the water tank to help keep the water cool. That's why they did that. All right, what's going on in here? So what did this used to be? Well, I doubt if they would have put dynamite storage this close to the living quarters. So in here was probably just storage for general things, could be tools, things of that nature. And they put dirt on top of the roof up here to help keep it cool. And now it's all sagging in and starting to collapse. Nothing back over there against that wall. Nope. All right, let's look around over here to see if we can see any scratchings in the wood. Sometimes, you know, in the past, I've been able to find pencil marks of the original, from the miners that constructed these buildings. Nothing's jumping out at me right now. All right, back outside. Let's take a closer look over here. Another root cellar. Now here they have fine mesh screen door screen on the windows. Makes me wonder if this could have been a chicken coop. Probably. You know, it's not that difficult to bring up a few chickens so you can have fresh eggs and make a chicken coop. That's probably what that was. Okay. Now, heading over to the mill. So, my first observations. We have a water tank right here, which makes sense. They probably had to haul water up to this location. There is nothing around here, and I highly doubt if they had a well. So water was hauled and held in these big tanks. Now I believe that right there, it looks like it could have been a boiler, but I don't think so. I got to get a closer look at it if we can. Well, first let's go back here. Keep an eye out. It is getting to be springtime now, so got to watch out for the rattlers. Yeah, they're starting to make their way out of their dens now. All right, let's get a closer look in here. Very interesting. Okay, so above me is the floor to the mill, and up there would have been the ball mills or the rod mills, machinery for crushing all of the ore. And the front of the mill here, unfortunately, is all collapsed. All right, let's keep looking around. Now, let's get a closer look at this and see if it's just a water tank or if indeed it was a boiler. Could have been yeah, I think it's a boiler. Yep. See the top? That's for putting your water in right up there. And then you have a water spigot coming out. So if that wood wasn't in the way there, we could look down inside of it and maybe see those the piping running lengthwise. It's a more modern steam boiler, not like the old 1910s, 1920s ones that are all riveted. All right, now time to go up here. We didn't get a good enough look at this the last time we were here with the drone. Okay, so you see these openings here, there, those are windows. But this wall that I'm standing on used to be upright, and it is now collapsed from right to left down onto the floor. And then when it did that, all of the trusses collapsed too, and that's what's strung out along the top here. Now, I'm not going to walk out on that for obvious reasons. Probably fall right straight through. So we're going to stay along the perimeter here as we work our way over to the water tank. So up here, they would have had, like I said, all their milling and crushing equipment. But now if you look off to the valley below, oh, lizard, you see him? Right there, there he is, lizard. Now if you look off in the valley below down there, you don't see any tailing piles. Okay, so what they were doing is they were hauling it all off to be processed somewhere else. But at least up here they were getting it all crushed so that they could fit it into the trucks better before hauling it away. Okay, yep, not going to step on top of that. So here we are looking down. That was that building right next to what I thought was probably the chicken coop, their pantry or storage area. See how it's starting to collapse in? And you wouldn't want to step on that. You're going to go right straight through. See, so there's even hazards when it comes to exploring ruins too. All right, let's get a closer look at this water tank. Now, one time I did this was long ago in the 90s. I peeked up, just like I'm ready to do now. Give me a second, I gotta get my footing. And I went just like that, and I looked down, and the whole thing was filled with rattlesnakes. I mean, dozens of Wyoming rattlesnakes. Yep. What we have down here now is just water, a puddle. Yeah, that spooked me pretty good that day. It's probably the most rattlesnakes I've ever seen all in one place. All right, looking down on the roof, we saw that pretty good on the drone last Saturday. Now let's work our way off this direction. Now look at that can dump. Is that not one of the most impressive can dumps you've ever seen in your life? Well, it is for me, and that's why we're going to get a closer look at it. But not before taking a look at this side of the building. Corrugated tin. You can tell by the size of the corrugations that we're in the 40s or 50s. They're further apart. Those 1910, 1920 corrugations, or actually no, 1920, 1930 corrugations are a lot closer together. And the most important part is 20s and 30s corrugated tin isn't galvanized. So if you see that and it's just rusting, then you know you're in the 20s and 30s. All right, down to the can dump. This is going to be fun. Here we go. Look at all the cans. Now, believe it or not, I can tell you guys just about what every single one of these cans are. And that's what we're gonna do if I can find a decent place to set my camera up. But here, let's get a close look. I'll just kind of pan down. We're not gonna go all the way down the hill. But look at that. That's a heck of a pile. Okay. All right, let's see here. How am I gonna set my old camera up? Huh? Maybe let's see. Something like that, maybe. I think that'll work. You guys see me okay? I hope so. Okay, so when you're in a can dump, let me show you what's what, okay? So cans that look like this, okay, where they're about 4 to 5 inches in diameter, these kinds of cans held fruit and vegetables when they're that diameter, okay? Number one. This one here is a carnation milk can. And you can tell that that was condensed milk because it has 2 small holes in the top. So this was used for coffee creamer. That's what that's for. Now a smaller can, like this one, see that one is about 3 inches in diameter. This is gonna have fruit. So a can like this will probably have pear halves, whereas a can like that is gonna have, you got to remember, back in the day, fruit was a little more expensive. That's why it's in a slightly smaller can. So I'm thinking of maybe, I'll tell you what, I'll let you guys guess. Many different kinds of fruit went into that 3-inch round can. Now, there's also, now when you start seeing cans like this that are round, okay, and this one here, you can see it has the twist where they take a key and they turn it. Okay, and then they open up the can. So that right there is going to be sardines or potted meat. Cans that look like this are going to be baking products. This one right here is baking powder. Notice the large hole in the top makes it easy for you to put a spoon in there, and then the edge levels off the spoon for baking goods. A can like this is also potted meat. But this is probably a canned ham or Spam, things of that nature. Then, let's see, I'm looking for a Prince Albert can, but I'm not seeing one. You guys know what tobacco cans look like. I mean, tobacco cans, I've shown you many of those over the years. Let's see, is there anything else I can see here? Yeah, like this here. Here we go. Here's an oval can. That's a canned ham right there. And I'm still looking for, let's go up this direction here. Let's see, anything else? Okay, these little guys, this one right here, see this little guy? Okay, that's gonna be it's gonna be also be potted meat, more along the lines of like Vienna sausage. The early days of Vienna sausage, that's what you have right there. And there's another one. Yep, they love their Vienna sausages. More potted meat, and I think you guys get the idea. So let's run around a little bit more. If I find an exotic one, I'll show you that too. Okay, let's see if I can find an exotic one for you. See, look at this big one here. Look at this one right here. See that? Okay, that's going to be coffee. That's a 1 pound coffee can right there. Aha, okay, here's our Prince Albert. That's tobacco. I've seen many of those. See if I can see any more exotics laying around here. That big one right there is a paint can. There's another paint can. There's more fruit and vegetable cans. They're just laying all over. Yep. All right. Well, I think you get the idea. That was old can recognition 101. Okay, guys, I'm going to work up here to the cabin. I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, there we are. That was lots of fun. Yeah, I'm glad I had the chance to come on over here and take a closer look at this old cabin and mill structure for you guys. And I'm going to keep doing that for you throughout the rest of the summer. So if I get on site and there's a whole bunch of stuff like this, you know, outbuildings, mills, cabins, etc., I'll probably end up putting those in the shorts, and then I'll just jump right into the mine when I get on site. So we'll do the mine first, and then the cabins and things of that nature will end up in a shorts video. So when you watch a Saturday show and you're like, you see me fly the drone through a structure or something like that, you know, don't bother going down into the comment section and saying, oh, we wanted to get a closer look at those cabin and mill sites, because chances are the following Wednesday you're going to see all of that in a shorts video. All right, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I did look on all around to make sure I didn't miss anything for you. The only other thing that I saw was where somebody wrote Mountaineer right up here. But that's about it. I'm not finding anything, any writings or scribblings or pencil marks from the period. That's all been worn away. Guys, thank you so much for coming along with me on another episode of Gly's Shorts, and I'll see you all again this coming Saturday. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.